Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is just a quick video to go through my top 10 rides and attractions at Disneyland Paris. These are rides and attractions I make sure that I do no matter how short of stay my trip is. I always make sure that I try and do these at least once. So the first thing we're going to go through is Main Street USA. I really enjoy this attraction. There is so much to see and do on Main Street. There you've got the horse-drawn carts, the old cars, pictures of the castle, pictures of the gazebo, City Hall, all the shops. You can get snacks, the bakery, all the clothing stores, and all the little hidden gems up and down the street, including hearing the dentist and hearing the tap studio, and seeing the teacup above the clothing store had steam coming out of it. And then at Christmas, all the snow. There's always so much going on along Main Street, and it's always nice to grab a coffee and a muffin and just sit and just watch people watch for a little while and see what's going on. At the end there is the Central Plaza, which you have the castle, which is always a great place to go to, and nice sit there and relax and watch the castle, see all the people walking around taking photos, and you've got the smell of the popcorn. At different times of the year, at Christmas especially, the castle will be sparkling when it gets to sunset and into the night. And this is a great place just to come to sit and just relax and chill for a little while before heading off to your next attraction. So the next thing that I always try and make sure I do, is recently been refurbished, is Phantom Manor. This is quite a long ride. It's one of the dark rides. I love all the haunted mansion and all the haunted sort of stuff in general, with scary movies. So this is like right up my alley. But I also love that next to it, even though Phantom Manor is amazing in itself with the shutter that moves and the phantom that you can sometimes see in the window at the top, but also next to Phantom Manor is Boot Hill, which in itself is also a great attraction. It's like a graveyard next to it. One of the graves actually has a heartbeat, and then some of the other grave heads are set up so they have like a little scene in themselves, which if you didn't know was there, you could easily walk past and miss it. So my next attraction is Big Thunder Mountain. This also has actually had quite a long refurb recently. I think it reopened about 2 years ago now, but this is just so much fun. This is more of a family thrill ride. It's not quite as intense as like Crusher's Coaster or Indiana Jones or anything like that, but the theming throughout it is just amazing. You've got the explosions with the dynamite, and then you've got the pools, and then you have the goat eating the washing all in the lift hills. It's really good. Disney have really gone out there with their theming on all these attractions. But the next one for me is Pirates. Pirates also has had a refurb recently to include Johnny Depp. Pirates also is quite quick to get on most of the time. I think the longest I've ever queued for it is 40 minutes, but that was on Halloween night during the Halloween party, so you kind of expect long queue times then, but usually the longest outside of that is probably about 15 minutes. But this is a family ride. Again, lots of theming, lots of different things that you think you didn't see before, and this is most of the rides you'll see that I am a fan of are actually quite long rides in themselves. So if you do happen to have a long wait time, the ride itself kind of makes up for it for having to wait that long. I do like the way they've incorporated Johnny Depp into the ride. And then he's also now appearing in a restaurant that is attached, Captain Jack's it's now called. So you can see him every now and again. I think it's mainly at lunch times, but I've been quite a few times since it's been reopened to include that. I've already seen him once, and that was at a lunchtime. The next ride is Casey's Junior. So this is more of a family train. It's Casey Junior, but it's nice the way the theming and the way the track goes all around the storybook ride. So you kind of do the 2 rides in one, so you do see all the storybook bits apart from Aladdin that's in the cave, and yeah, have a nice time on Casey Junior. This always holds a little special moment, I suppose, because this is the limit, the most fastest ride my mum will go on. So yeah, like clutching, holding on, even though it's really not going that fast. But yeah, it's a really great ride for all the family. So next ride that is also for all the family is Small World. Small World is just great. There's the theming in here, all the dolls, and the dolls are sometimes changed for different seasons. So at Christmas they'll have some Christmas decorations in there, and Halloween the same. And they always redo the dolls as well to give them different outfits or just spruce them up a bit. So this is again is another ride that's quite long, and you think, oh, did I see that last time when I was here? Yeah, so that is all the rides I like to do within Disneyland Park. So heading over to Walt Disney Studios, there's quite a few rides in here that I do actually like. There's a lot of rides in here that I prefer to do. So within Walt Disney Studios Park, I always like to do Ratatouille. This is I don't know if it's 3D or 4D, but you have 3D glasses, and then you have like all the different sights and smells and sounds come at you. So I don't know if that's what they class as 4D. But there's just so much going on in this ride. So the mice, I didn't really understand how they worked when I first went on it. You don't just go in a train. Each mice has its own route that it'll go, so it'll look like you're diving in and out of each other. And each mouse has its own different route that it goes on. But within there you have the fridge, so it's cool, and then you go under the oven, so it's hot. Then you have the egg flying at you, and then there's a bit where they open the champagne bottle at you and spray some water. This is actually a popular place where they'll pause the ride to allow disabled people to get on. So you can be stood there with the mice trying to open this champagne bottle, and you're trying to like dodge it. And then it'll eventually go and spray loads of water at you. It's quite funny when it does end on that. The next ride is Crush's Coaster. Again, it's actually quite a short ride, but it gives you a different ride experience each time, because where it does spin round, you never have the same exact ride on it. But this can have the longest queues, which I don't really like to queue that long for a short ride. So I always try and go to single rider in this one, and try and maybe get there early or go really late in the evening. Last time I went to Disneyland Paris, I went to Walt Disney Studios Park quite late in the evening, and Crush only had 20-minute queue, which is fantastic to see. So I went straight on that, got that done, as I didn't think I'd see those wait times again, and I didn't. They were like more like an hour. So the last ride is Tower of Terror. So I've already said I like all the haunted and scary stuff, so Tower of Terror is right up my street, and this is actually the most favourite ride within Disneyland Paris for me. The last time I went on it, they had the different drop sequences, which I wasn't expecting. So when it just randomly dropped, and I wasn't expecting it dropping at that particular moment, that was fantastic. And there is now, well, there are 3 shafts, and apparently there are 3 different drop sequences. I've experienced 2, but the third one, the shaft itself wasn't operational last time I went. So I'm hoping it's operational this time, so I can get to go on it when I go back in December. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe, and there'll be more videos coming up soon, including a planning video and a tips and tricks. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.